Hi, my name is Moesha. I was the closing speaker for my graduation 2 days ago. I still can't believe it, but I was one of three speakers and all three of us did amazing, so I'm proud of all three of us. And I've been watching my speech on repeat since graduation day, and I came up with a list of critiques for my future self and future advice. So this is for me in the future or for anyone who's watching this. To start off with the writing, the original speech, the first thing is so important. Do not forget this. Keep your audience in mind. If you are watching this and you're already chosen to speak, congrats, but you are not on that podium to speak about yourself. You are in that position to speak and connect with an audience, which I think is way more important than talking about your accomplishments or, it's like no one wants to hear about that. So find things to relate with them. Like I included inside jokes from my entire class and jokes that I knew every single person knew. Or I included things like very childish jokes also, because in your audience, you're going to have a wide assortment of people. You're going to get, first of all, your fellow graduates. Then you're going to have their families of younger and older siblings, parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, family, friends. So many people will be there. So find things that will relate to different groups of people at different times. Like maybe get a look back on when we were kids for the parents to think about. Or give inside jokes, like I said. Different things like that. And don't include things that will accidentally exclude people. If you say things like, yeah, we graduated with flying colors because we were awesome. A lot of people hated high school and a lot of people did not so great in high school. Things like that. Or thank you to my parents for being the best parents and supporting me. I love you guys. That's sweet and all, but not everyone's parents were like that. So just things like that might feel a little exclusive and and it's like you don't mean to, but it does. Okay, 2. Choose a message you are passionate about. This is so important because the more passionate you are about it, the more excited the audience will be listening to you. And choose a topic that is appropriate. Don't go and choose a political thing where it's like everyone has a different opinion or, because the whole point is to gather everyone and connect them about something like that. So it should be appropriate, and it should be appropriate to the current events. So mine was keeping an open mind and being comfortable with just not knowing where you're going, which I feel is pretty appropriate for the recent COVID times, political election stuff, things like that. Just a lot has been going on. So I thought, being comfortable with uncomfortable is pretty generic and can be applied for more than just recent events. It can be applied in the future too. Yeah. And I was really passionate about that. I loved speaking it. I loved writing it. So yeah. And then the third one is find a connecting motif that's easy for your audience to follow and understand. Mine was pretty basic, and I did that on purpose because a road or a journey is something that is easily understood. Or direction. If you choose something totally random, no one's gonna get it, then it's not gonna connect with anyone. And it's also that for lack of better words, you need to dumb down your speech a lot for your audience because again, you're gonna have random 5-year-old kids in the audience, or you're gonna get someone that maybe half listens to it, so they should still be able to catch on if they listen to only half your speech. So yeah, don't make things too complex. Make things short, simple, easy to understand. It's not like they're reading the words, so they won't have as much time to analyze what you're saying. So again, make things really simple. Yeah, and now moving on to speaking. The first one is pretty technical. It's talking about the mics and stuff, but the mics will echo. They will be on delay, and it'll be worse if you're in a grand arena that we were in. So slow down when you speak into a microphone. The microphones with echo and stuff will mush your words together. So yeah, it'll feel weird at first when you're speaking, but it sounds really good in the audience. And then also over enunciate every single thing. Again, it'll feel weird, but it sounds good because the microphones echo, there's a delay, etc., etc. This includes saying our instead of our, our home, our school, our past years, You know, say our instead of our, like Midwesterners. I think that's more of a Midwest thing, but also say your T's, like like make it so clear that you're saying T, because like T and D are very mixed up a lot, especially in the microphones. So I know our first speaker said, please be seated. And in the microphone, she had to say, please be seated, so that you could differentiate the T and D. Okay, the second one, again, most important thing is keep your audience in mind. When you're practicing your speech, which do a lot, practice your speech a lot before, when you're practicing, you can't feed off of this energy that your audience is giving you because you don't have an audience yet. But when you're actually there, it's so much better because that audience energy is like they're listening to you and they're not reading words off of a paper like you are. They're looking at you. So you have to make sure you're giving a performance. Look at them, like don't look at your paper the entire time. Smile, gesture. With your big cap, it'll be even bigger. You know, pause and let them react to what you're saying. If you're saying a funny part, they'll laugh. Don't just move on. Let them laugh, you know, play off of their energy, things like that. And when you pause only when the audience reacts, and pause when you're at an important part. Important parts include things that are hard to digest or like really deep, so that it needs to like sink in to your audience. Also, if it's not the heart, but it's just super important, pause. I think in mine, I paused a lot, but I feel like I could have paused more, like longer, especially in the parts where I get really philosophical. So yeah. And then, yeah, stress the most important words in a sentence or like in your speech, especially when they're the motif words, so that they can like catch on with the motif, because they're not reading what you're saying, so they won't have time to actually like analyze and process what you're saying, except for when you're actually saying it, but then by then you're moving on. So yeah, stress the important words, and then the tone of your voice should vary almost constantly, because you don't want to hear someone who's speaking and they're so excited about the entire of their speech and think their entire speech is super, super important, and you're just like, what the heck? And then there's those people who speak in a constant tone, constant pace, constant whatever, and you're just like, why are you so monotone, you know? So it gets boring when it's just consistent. Don't be consistent. Change the tone of your voice frequently. Okay, I think that's all of it. If you are listening to this because you are auditioning, good luck. I hope these help you. And if you're listening because you are like valedictorian or something, congrats. No matter what, if you're nervous, that's normal. And it's good too, because then you can use that adrenaline and those nerves and make it into excitement and like be more enthusiastic during your speech. And yeah, if you are chosen, you were chosen for a reason. Yeah, and good luck.